All right, and welcome to Just Tap Out Bets, baby. I'm Joe the Fan with Shane Mack. Shano, how you doing, my friend?
Doing great. How you doing today?
Good, good, good. All right, let's get into it. But before we even get to UFC 318, where everybody's asking what our bets are going to be, let's talk about last pay per view, which was UFC 317, where you went 4-1, my friend.
Yeah, it was a great night for us. Great night. We had a lot of plus money bets. We called a knockout or two. Called one fight by submission. So it was a beautiful night for us that night.
Yes, absolutely. Let's jump right into it here. Let's go with, of course, the first matchup here. Excuse me, is Zellhuber. Zellhuber, excuse me, for the Mexican. And sorry about that.
Johnson.
And Johnson, Michael Johnson, the American. What are your thoughts on this one, my friend?
Johnson has been in the UFC for a very, very long time. I think he's been in the UFC for probably 15 years. He's been in the fight game for a while now. Zellhuber's an up-and-comer. He was in the Ultimate Fighter Championship shows that they have, where they compete and try and win for the UFC contract. He was in that, and I think he was the winner in 2021, I believe. 2021, 22, somewhere around there. So he's more of the up-and-coming new guy. This is like his first main shot on the main card. I think that Zellhuber is going to win this fight. Johnson's up there in age. He's been close to getting his walking papers before from the UFC. He was on a 4 or 5 game fight losing streak until very recently, right before they said like if he lost his fight, he was pretty much going to be out. He's won his last 2 fights. So he has won his last 2 fights, but he is 39, almost 40. But you never know. You can't count out a striker. He is a striker, so it's hard to count him out because all it takes is one punch sometimes. But I don't see him winning this fight. I think Zellhuber wins. He's the heavy favorite, like heavy favorite. I think current odds are like minus 600 or so for Zellhuber. So I think that I don't see Zellhuber knocking him out, but I would take Zellhuber by decision. That's my bet for this fight.
You can see the odds, folks, right there below, courtesy of our friend over at DraftKings. And, of course, Odds Trader with the best odds to provide you with the best number. So right there, you can see it right there. But just to go back real quick to touch base on Johnson and Zellhuber, there is a 13-year age difference, as you stated, and there's also a height difference where Zellhuber is a couple inches taller, a few inches taller than of course, Johnson. The reach there, he also has an advantage at 77 to 73. But yeah, I have to agree with you on that. They just start doing the weigh-in. The weigh-ins are right behind us. So yeah, I have to agree with you. I think Johnson is going over the hill, but you never know in this types of fights.
Yeah, I think Zellhuber wins. I think he will struggle at times during this fight because Johnson's a very experienced fighter. Like I said, he's been in the UFC for 15 years. He's seen a lot, right? So. And his record's not terrible. I mean, he's just above 500. I think he's got like 23 wins and 19 losses, something like that, in his MMA career. So it's not like he's a bad fighter. But I think that this is like the UFC's first test to Zellhuber, saying like, all right, let's see what this kid's really got. Let's see what he's got, what he's made out of. Let's see if he can get through like a veteran presence like this before they start pushing him up the ladder towards a championship fight.
Yeah, Zellhuber, of course, coming in 15-2, and where Johnson is 24-19. So as you say, he is definitely a wily veteran there. Let's move to our next fight. Of course, in the featherweight division, we have the American Dan Ige taking on Pitbull from Brazil. And you guys can see the odds right there on the bottom, where it's showing the tape all the way around of all the 5 fights that we're going to be covering courtesy of DraftKings. So let's get your thoughts on that. Currently at minus 235 for Ige, and of course plus 190 for the Brazilian Pitbull. Your thoughts on this one?
So this is like the one, and I know the odds they don't say this. The odds have Ige favored by a lot, and I don't see it that way. I think they're a lot closer than the odds are saying. And because of that, I think the value to play here is the bet on Pitbull. I'm betting on Pitbull. Pitbull is the more aggressive fighter. He's the more aggressive fighter. He's going to come out swinging. I think he's got 24 finishes in his MMA career. 12 by knockout, 12 by submission. He's not a type of guy that's just going to sit there and just and let time go on and let the other guy press him. He's going to be the presser. He's going to be the aggressor. He's going to go after the other guy. That's why his name is Pitbull. That's where he got that nickname from. Yeah. It's because he's like a damn Pitbull. He'll come at you, right? So that's why I think. And Ige, I mean, he's a top 15 fighter in his weight class, but he's coming off some big losses. But the thing about Ige is that he does have a chin. He's got he's known for having like a granite chin. He's taken some big shots in the last couple of fights and just seemed like it wasn't even phased at all. Like he just brushed it right off. So I mean, that dude's got a granite chin, and that kind of scares me for this fight. But I don't see the odds as him as a huge heavy favorite the way they are right now. So I think the value play here is to take Pitbull at plus money.
Yeah, it opened out at 175 there, Shannon. Now it's at minus 235. But there's also an age difference. We talked about that in the previous one with Johnson and Zellhuber. So Ige is at 33 years of age, where Pitbull's getting up there at 38, the Brazilian, of course. So, yeah, I mean, there is a reach advantage for Ige, 71 compared to 67. Both weighed in. They're weighing in right now as we speak, right behind me. Their height is pretty much the same, 157, 156. But they're weighing in here, according to the weigh-ins here, it's at 145 apiece. So you're leaning towards Pitbull, but is this going to go the distance? Do you see that, or do you see a knockout? What do you see here?
I think that's the safe bet is to go to distance. I think this fight will go to distance, and then because of that, I'm thinking about putting some money on Pitbull to win by decision. That because he's already plus money. I'm sure that I haven't looked at the current odds for that. I can look that up now.
Right.
But Pitbull by decision, I'm sure is probably plus 400. If I had something like that, probably if I had to guess, which would be that'd be a good payout. But I don't see either one getting knocked out. Like I said, Ige's got a granite chin. He's known for taking big shots and staying up. And Pitbull, he's such an aggressive guy that it's hard to get shots on him sometimes. And Pitbull, something about him, he is 38, but he is a newcomer kind of to the UFC. I think this is only like his second or third fight in the UFC. He's been an MMA fighter for a very long time. But I think that he will do great in this fight. Like I said, I think this will be a very even fight. I'm taking Pitbull. I think that's the value play. And my bet is I'm taking Pitbull money line. But if I'm leaning, and I might put like half a unit on Pitbull by decision as well.
Pitbull by decision at plus 275. Thanks to our producer Mark producing that for us, no pun intended there. But hey, Pitbull, I might do a little pizza on this. Pitbull to win either by knockout, TKO, or DQ, 1,100. It's 11-1, folks. Not bad. I mean, you never know. I mean, we've seen this last time in 317, but you just never know.
You can do it. I mean, it would be tough. Ige's never been knocked out before. That's something you got to think of, though. So,
right.
So it would be the first time he gets knocked out.
Right.
But it happens. It happens to everybody eventually in the fight game. Eventually, someone gets you, right? So,
absolutely.
I think I'm going Pitbull. I'm definitely taking Pitbull on money line. That's my official bet there, and I'm also going to put like half a unit on Pitbull by decision. Those are my two bets for that fight.
Pitbull by decision at plus 275. That's his half unit play there, folks. Let's go to the next fight, which is in the welterweight division between the American Holland taking on this other American and Daniel Rodriguez. Very similar in height. I just saw them weigh in just a minute ago. One at 6'3", that is, of course, Holland, 6'1" for Rodriguez. Again, somewhat similar to the previous fight that we just talked about in their age, 132, 138. You can see right there on the bottom there, folks, their record. What say you there, Shano? It's now Holland at minus 700. I don't think you'll put a play on that, but plus 450 for Rodriguez. Your thoughts here?
Holland is a lock to win this fight. He's a lock to win this fight, and that's why he's minus 700. He's not going to lose this fight. But I kind of like Holland by knockout here. I'm going to take Holland by TKO knockout. That's my bet here. Holland is this is something crazy. This is his fourth fight.
Yeah.
This year alone in 2025. Holland. He is fighting like crazy. He said he wants to try and fight 7 times this year. I don't know what he's
insane.
thinking, but he said he wants to fight 7 times in 2025, and this is his 4th fight, and it's only July, so he's about halfway through the year. So he needs to get with 3 more to go, 5, 6, and 7. We'll see if he actually gets there or not. But he said he wants to be the Donald's Cowboy Cerrone. I don't know if you remember him. Cowboy Cerrone was he's a UFC legend. He's retired now, but he was known for fighting anybody, anywhere, anytime. And he was known like, hey, this guy missed weight. He can't fight. They call Donald Cerrone. He'd be like, boom, he'll take up the fight like within like 3 days notice and come up and fight the guy.
Sure.
And Kevin Holland's trying to do that. And I appreciate that as a fighter. And Kevin Holland's a very entertaining fighter. He's mostly known for his striking. He's more of a striking, and he's definitely got some knockout power. And he's got a decent ground game. I think it doesn't get enough respect. I mean, it's not great. It's not like he's Daniel Cormier or something like that, where he's going to wrestle somebody down to the ground. But he's got a decent enough ground game where he can hold his own. But he's mostly known for his striking and his knockout power. Rodriguez, he comes over from Combat Global, and he came over to the UFC a couple of years ago. I think his UFC record is like 9-2 or 9-3. But he's giving up a lot in reach. I think their reach difference is like 7 inches or so. I think Holland's got a 7-inch reach advantage.
Yeah.
And he's already the taller fighter. So that's a big advantage. And Rodriguez is also another striker. And when you have 2 strikers, first of all, I think Holland's the better striker. And second of all, when he's the better striker and he has the reach advantage, I mean, that's pretty much game over. So that's why I think Holland's a lock to win. And that's why he's at -700 right now, money line. But I'm going to put my money on Holland by TKO, knockout, or DQ, whatever that is.
Yeah, that's currently at +175. Excuse me. It opened up Holland at -375, so it pretty much almost doubled there, Shano. For Holland to take out his opponent, so Rodriguez. So that's going to be an interesting match for that one. Let's move on to our next fight, which is in the middleweight between Paulo Costa. It is the Brazilian taking on the Russian and Roman Kopylov. Kopylov is, of course, the favored at -250 currently now, and Costa is at +200. What's your official bet for this one?
Okay, so Kopylov, he's both these fighters I think are pretty evenly matched as well.
Yeah.
Costa, it's time for him to either nut up or shut up in the UFC. Dana White, when Costa first came into the UFC, he won the Ultimate Fighter Championship, right. The same TV show that I was talking about earlier. He won that, and Dana White called him the next big Brazilian fighter, and he has not lived up to that at all. He's been fighting timid at times. He's been backpedaling in the octagon. He has not looked like that fighter that Dana White promised everybody that he was going to become. So Costa needs a big performance here if he ever wants to be in title decision, the talks ever in the UFC. He needs a big fight here. With that, just because of that, I'm taking him. I'm taking him at +200, just straight money line. I think this fight will go the distance. So if you want to get a little bit extra boost, I would put him Costa by decision. Last I looked, I think that was at like +400 Costa by decision. I would, if you want a little extra boost, I would do that. But I'm going to stick with Costa at +200, just because he needs this performance more than Kopylov, and the winner of this fight will continue moving up the ladder. The loser of this fight is going to be out of title contention forever, unless they just go on a complete rampage and like win 5 or 6 fights in a row. That's where this fight is going. And I think Costa, it's time for him, like I said, for him to nut up or shut up. And I think he's the better value play here at what's he currently at? +200?
Yeah. Yep.
+200? Yeah.
Yep.
So that's my bet there, is I'm going to take Costa +200 money line.
Yeah, and that market's moving now, Dershino. It's now at +190. But you had mentioned, of course, if you go, folks, on DraftKings, and that's what we're using as our odds right there, and you can see the odds right there on the bottom of the screen. The fight to go the distance, yes, at -165. No, at +140. To go by decision, either by split or majority, and that's what I like about DraftKings. They give you that option of doing that, and that's a pretty nice one. Yes, at +350 there, Shano. There is a unanimous one, yes, at -105. So, it is possible. You mentioned it going, what could be a way of method of going compared to the previous ones that you said, either by knockout, TKO, what have you. But for this one, you've got some options.
Yeah, I don't think either this fight ends early. I think it's definitely going to go the distance. That's why, like you said, the go distance was minus 165. That's not a bad bet to put some money on. And that kind of like makes me lean even more towards Costa by decision instead of just Costa money line. But I think the safer play would be Costa money line. But I'm going to lead. Also, I might throw like an extra half unit, like I said, like on him by decision as well, or just maybe a little pizza money, like you said, little extra juice on there.
You can always do this here, Shano. I'm going to throw this out to you and all the bettors. Do a same game parlay, SGP, where you have Costa at plus 190 over 2.5 rounds, because there's 3 rounds total, right?
Yeah.
That, of course, is paying plus 400.
Yeah, that's better than by decision. That's a better bet.
Yeah. So you want to look at that there, folks. That's just an option. Let's go to the co-main event in the lightweight division. We have, of course, that was let's go to the main event. Excuse me. That was the co-main event. Let's go to the main event, where, of course, Poirier is retiring, as you know, and he's a home local. It's going to be taking place here in New Orleans, Louisiana. And it's going to be, of course, between Max Holloway taking on Dustin Poirier. The current price is Holloway at minus 130 and Poirier at plus 110. So this is Holloway Poirier 3. Holloway has a couple inches advantage of him, and of course there is a age difference. Based on what I saw earlier with the weigh-ins there, Shano, Holloway didn't seem to be liked. So
no, well, it's also because they're in Louisiana, and that's where Poirier's from.
Yeah.
So that's part of the reason. But also Poirier, fans like both of these fighters in general,
sure,
because they both put on very entertaining fights. This will be the best fight of the night by far, I think. And Poirier is a huge fan favorite though, because he's known for going out there and just slanging and banging. And then Holloway, the coolest thing about him sometimes, if these two guys are battling, he's known for like the last minute of the fight, he'll just point at the guy and just point in the middle of the ring and say, "You, let's go, let's bring it." And then he's like, "Meet me in the middle." And they both guys just rush to the middle of the ring. So that's why like both of these fighters are crazy, and they both bring on very entertaining fights. So yeah, this is going to be the best fight of the night.
So here's the thing that I'm a little confused about before we get to your pick there, Shano, of the main event, is on DraftKings it has what's called a point spread. Now, we saw that in 317, 317, which I thought was the fight of the night.
Yeah.
You know exactly which one I'm referring to. But I saw a ref that did 30-27. We talked about that in the recap. That's why I don't like doing this point stuff. Again, now the Sharks are starting to go on to Holloway at minus 142, so that's moved up a little bit. But where do you see? I think it's 5 rounds, obviously. Does it go the distance? Is it inside the distance? Where do you lean for this particular match?
Yeah, you were talking about that Royval Van fight, which was an incredible fight. That fight was great. Both of those guys, I mean, hats off to them. They were trading blows, and everybody in the world thought Royval won that second round, which I think he won that second round too. And then one judge said Van won all 3 rounds, and everybody was killing that judge. Like, there's no way he should have won that. Yeah. Which that is the hard part about using those point spreads, like you said. That's why, like, if I think someone's going to win by decision, I just put by decision. I don't mess with those points either. Right. I just go put someone by decision, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't dispute that. Our executive producer Mike has us working late, so until 12:30, 1 o'clock, until this goes off. But at least he takes care of us with the pay-per-view, so we're very thankful for him. But I think we're going to be pulling a late night here. Do you see Holloway winning by TKO or by knockout or DQ? Currently at plus 350 there. By submission. Get this, by submission. I don't think Poirier goes down by submission at all. But if you're curious, it's 20-1. Maybe?
So if you think about these two fights, like you said, Holloway is slightly younger, and Holloway has a reach advantage.
Right.
But that didn't matter the first two fights they fought. Poirier is beaten twice already. Poirier beat him the first time around. He won by submission the first time around.
Right.
And in the second fight they fought, Poirier won by decision. So the reach hasn't mattered the first two fights. First of all, I'm going to give a hats off here to Dana White and UFC.
Yeah.
I think this is very cool for them allowing Dustin Poirier to do this in his home state.
Yeah.
I think that's very cool, and I think that shows them. To me, it shows that like the how much respect the UFC has for Daniel Poirier, and how much they're showing their appreciation towards him.
Yep.
Because I think that's very cool of them to do. They don't do that for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. And you mentioned submission from Poirier. That's currently at 11-1.
Woo.
Might do a little pizza on that. Now, if it's Holloway by decision, it's at +40. Poirier by decision at +350. But the crowd's going to be behind him. You mentioned he's literally fighting in his backyard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, what's your official pick for this main event?
So this is another tough one to pick. I think both of these guys are close. Holloway, he's just coming off of his last loss was against Tapora, who's a beast.
Yeah.
We just saw him knock out Charles Oliveira on UFC 317, right? So he got knocked out, but Tapora knocks out everybody. So it's not like it's a knock against him. Everybody, right. He's knocking out everybody. Right. So not that bad. Poirier, he's been kind of up and down the last couple of years, right? He'd come out and have a great fight, and then the next fight lay kind of like a dud. And then come out the next fight, look great, and then he's been like a roller coaster, up and down, up and down. So it's kind of tough to bet here. I think, but I see them kind of as even, and I think Poirier with the home crown behind him, I can't go away from that. I think I'm gonna take him, Poirier at +120. I might do a same game parlay with him and do like the over in rounds, because I'm scared of doing the. I think it will go to distance, but I'm scared because I know that this fight, especially like I told you, like Poirier's going to leave it all out there, and Holloway's known for like the last minute of a fight saying, "All right, screw it, let's go meet in the middle of the ring and let's trade blows," right? So I don't want to like say like my decision, because then that could end either way, and that could just that right there, Holloway or Poirier could win that fight based on that last minute, based on whoever gets a lucky shot there at the end. All it takes is one shot to knock him down, right? But as close as it is, and then you're getting Poirier at plus money, I'm taking Poirier at plus money at a hometown arena where he's going to be juiced and amped up, and that crowd's going to be behind him. I'm taking Poirier plus money in the money line.
Poirier at +115 and went up just a second as we were talking. But let me put this in. Poirier, and let's see here. It goes the distance.
I would do Poirier and over 4.5.
Poirier and over 4.5. Let me get those up right now. Now we do have rounds, but let's see here. Trying to get this to work.
If it'll work.
Yeah, see if that'll work.
Like I said, this fight could end in a knockout or submission. I don't think Poirier would get submitted. I think if anything, he would get knocked out by Holloway. But Poirier has knockout power. He can submit people. He's submitted Holloway in the past. Like I said, he's 2-0 against Holloway already. But as everybody knows, it's hard to beat somebody 3 times. But when you're fighting in your home city, or you're not even your home city, your home state, and the crowd's going to be behind him like crazy, he's going to be amped. He's already said this is his last go. I think he wants to go out with a bang. I'm taking Poirier 100% here.
Poirier to win and over 3.5 is what I have here at +205.
That's the play.
Wow. All
That's
right,
the play.
I'm gonna lock that in. I'm gonna put a little pizza money, and you know what? Hold on. Let me see if I can. Actually,
+205 is a pretty good play.
No. If you use a 25 profit boost, it goes up to +256.
Woo! I like that.
Let's go a little pizza on that. Let's do
I
that.
like that.
250 +256. So guys, if you put let's say you put 25 down, for example. Um, that's going to pay close to $90. That's $90 right there.
Woo!
You're going to win $64, but yeah, I like that. I like that.
I like that. I like that a lot. I like that a ton.
Yeah.
Um,
Plus 256.
I'm definitely gonna have to do that. I'm definitely gonna have to do that.
I think our producer Mark is wanting to do $100 on that one. That guy's got money up the wazoo, I tell you. Wow, that's a nice payday. That's definitely a nice payday there. All right, so let's recap your picks before we go there, Shano. We had the Johnson fight, of course, in the beginning. What were you? Just do a real quick a recap for the folks at home.
Okay, yeah. Johnson, Zellhuber. Zellhuber, I'm going by decision. He's the up and coming guy. I think he will get tested that fight. But he's facing a very veteran guy. I think he's going to get tested, but I think he does win. Him winning is a lock. But I think he'll win by decision. I think he will go by decision. So Zellhuber by decision.
Okay, Zellhuber by decision. The next fight was
Ige
taking on the other American.
Pitbull.
Yep.
Yeah, that one I'm taking Pitbull. I'm taking Pitbull by decision for that one.
Yeah,
Pitbull by decision.
Brazilian. I'm sorry. You're right.
Yeah, he's Brazilian. Yeah. I think he's like I said, he's the more aggressive fighter. I think he's known for pushing the boundaries, which when you're the fighter that pushes always moving forward, the judges like that. And they keep that in their mind. So I think he'll win by decision. Pitbull by decision.
Pitbull by decision. And then the next fight was what was your pick for the next fight there?
That was Holland versus Rodriguez.
Yep.
Like I said, Holland is a lock. That's a lock if you want to do Holland straight up bet to win, but that's no money at all. You're not going to make it any money. It's like minus 600.
Yeah.
So so what I'm doing is a half unit on Holland by TKO or knockout.
Yeah. Then the next fight, of course, was Kopylov, the Russian taking on
Costa.
Yep.
Costa.
From Brazil.
Costa, the Brazilian. So this one, like I said, it's time for Costa to nut up or shut up. And if he doesn't win this one, Dana White's going to put him in the doghouse, and he'll never be on a main card ever again. So I think I'm taking Costa at plus 200. I don't mind the bet of Costa by decision as well. So I'm taking Costa at plus 200. And you can also do Costa by decision, which we looked it up. I forget what it was, plus 275 or something like that.
Yep.
And I think Costa actually moved earlier too. Since we talked about it, I think it was at plus 190, something like that. So that's starting to move up in Costa's favor. So get it early before it keeps moving up.
Now finally the main event: Holloway and Holloway taking on Poirier 3. The main event. We had a little pizza money on that same game parlay with over 3.5 in the win with the 25% bonus profit boost that you can get only on DraftKings. And you got that at plus 256 there, Shano. What was there another lean that you had?
No, like I said, I'm taking Poirier. I think this is a very even fight, but I think it's hard to go against Poirier when he's the hometown kid. He's going to have that crowd behind him. Yep. He's going to be amped up. It's going to be his last fight. He wants to go out there and no one wants to lay a dud there last time out there, right? I think he's got it in him to have one last fight and put it out there. So I'm taking Poirier. It wouldn't shock me if Holloway wins. Holloway's a great fighter. I think it's an evenly matched fight, but I'm going to take the plus money when an even matched fight every time, right? So I'm taking Poirier to win with the home crowd behind him. And I like that one you said, the Poirier money line with over 3.5 rounds, and that was the over the plus 205 or the plus 250. What was it?
Plus 256 if you get that bonus that profit boost.
Yeah. So I think that's the way to go. I think this fight will go to decision once again. But like I said, Holloway's known for pointing to the middle of the ring the last minute of a fight where anything can happen, right? So it'll be an entertaining fight for sure. But I'm taking Poirier, and I'll do Poirier and over 3.5 rounds.
Poirier now moving between plus 110 and 115. He keeps going up and down like the stock market, my friend. So we are, of course, out of time here. So we will catch you next time. We'll do a recap. But those are our best bets. Make sure that you hit that subscribe button. Thank you for joining us on Just Tap Out Bets, baby. And Shano, before we go, it looks like, now I mentioned this. This would be huge. Okay? And they're working on this, is what I've been told. Now, Dana White has agreed next year, about a year from now. As you know, the president is doing something that's huge, and that's going to be taking place on Independence Day of next year in 2026. We might be there live. I mean, that's going to be huge.
If it's at the White House, I'm going to do everything I can to be there. That's going to be awesome.
Yeah,
that's gonna be incredible.
Yeah,
because Trump's trying to do a huge thing for America's 250th birthday, right? So
yeah.
And then you hear the other news. Mr. Johns Bones Jones is already out of retirement because he said he wants to fight in that day.
Yeah, I also heard McGregor coming. He might want to fight that one.
I mean,
you know,
Dana White did say he's going to stack the card. He said if once everything gets finalized and all this other stuff, he said that will be the biggest card ever.
Sure.
And if he wants the biggest card ever, McGregor and Jones is a way to do it. That's a way to push a lot of money. And I don't know how they're going to do it there because, we live, as I don't know if everybody knows, we're pretty local to DC here.
Yep.
And he said, like Trump said, the White House lawn. I mean, the White House lawn's kind of big, but it's not big enough to put like a 20,000 seat arena there.
Right. Well, I think with security reasons, I mean, I think you got to have the stands a little ways away. You can't be like literally right next to the octagon. I'll say that right now. You know.
What I think they should do instead is I told you this by text when Trump was first announcing it.
Yep.
It was do it in front of the Capitol building, like where they hold the inaugurations, because they already have those seats where they build it up for the inauguration.
Yeah.
And that would still be a really cool scene where you have the Capitol building right there behind it. Yeah, that'd be still really cool.
Yeah, and they've got those screens, you know, when he gets inaugurated or a president gets inaugurated, you know, they got those screens so folks can see it. Yeah. I mean,
the inauguration, they already have, they build stands there. Yep. And like you said, there's been inaugurations and been close to 1 million people there for inaugurations. So they definitely can hold the people there at the Capitol.
Yeah.
The White House, I don't know how that would work, but we'll see if it actually happens or not. We shall see. I hope it does because that'd be cool. But if not, Mr. President, switch it over to the Capitol. That's my my suggestion. If you can't get it to work at the White House.
And we're not asking for, you know, any 5%, 10%, none of that stuff. But I tell you
tickets. That's all.
Go ahead.
I just want free cage sides tickets. That's all I want. I don't need 5%.
There you go. But we just want to meet Dana White, you know, et cetera, the whole crew there. But if producer Mark makes this happen, we will change the number automatically to no longer 1-800-FIRE-MARK. We'll put higher Mark as our phone number. No, we're having a lot of fun. Well, we'll get off his back. We'll definitely do that. That's it. But go ahead.
Real quick before we get off, like I was saying, Bones Jones, like he said, he said Americans should fight on that card when it gets to the White House fight, and he said he wants to fight whoever has the heavyweight championship, which I'm hoping still Tom Aspinall at that point because like I said, he just got crowned champion without doing it. That might be the one and only time where it's going to be at the White House where I'm going to be rooting against the American.
Yeah, but hey, business, man, business.
I can't stand John Jones, and after he was ducking this fight the whole time, and all of a sudden now it's going to be he knows it's going to be a big draw in the White House. Now he wants to show up and take it. Yeah,
that's all that matters.
Come on, give me the British guy, Aspinall. I hate saying it on an Independence Day, but give me the British guy.
Give me the young lad. Oh man. Nice. So yeah, we're signing off again. Just as a reminder here, you can subscribe right there. That's our handle there at Just Win Bets Baby for all of our live content and all of our videos. We've been doing a lot of shorts lately. We appreciate the feedback. What is going to be your best bet? You can leave it in the comment below, folks. If you are able to help out the folks over in Texas, in Kear County, etc. Those of you who have been affected by the floods, you can see the QR code there. You can go on the redcross.org. Just help them out if you're able to, guys. They desperately need that. They've been working nonstop and trying to rebuild that city. Our prayers and thoughts go out to them. So until next time, I'm, of course, Joe the Fan. That's Shane O'Mac, and we will definitely catch you next time. Good luck to